2. 1, 2. Check. 2. Do you know my sound check guys never go to 3? Well, it's always check 1, 2, 1, 2. Because they know on 3 they generally have to lift something heavy.
Ah. That makes sense.
Roadies are like, no, don't say 3. How's it going, dude?
Yeah, man. Like Spider-Man. That's just...
Yeah, so again, for those that maybe missed our prequel to this clip 1, Mark and I were fortunate enough to be invited to the premiere screening, at least locally here in SA, of the new Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Yeah, again, a big thanks to Michelle from Iconique Brands. It was all her doing, and we are super grateful.
And thank you for thinking of us for this type of thing, and hopefully think of us for future ones. Like Doctor Strange.
Intent. Yeah, man, I don't know if you want to start by talking about that. Like,
actually, I think before we jump onto it, I also just wanted to say some of the cool things that Iconic Brands did. I like the cosplay idea and the cosplay competition. I mean, neither of us are cosplayers, but we even felt the urge to at least come in some sort of Spidey apparel. I liked some of the cosplayers that we had there, and we took some video and photos that we'll probably be putting up right now on it. I liked the variety of it. Some folks with some interesting ideas. The one dudes who had like half faces, like half mask, half normal face.
Yeah.
A lot of Silk. Apparently Silk's a very popular character amongst the local fans. We had a little bit of a cosplay competition before the movie started, and there was this little guy they would have seen now dressed as Spidey in his costume, and I just think that was really cool. That
everyone cheered for him, and he was like a clear winner.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know this sounds mean of me, but it's like so easy to nail the like hot chick superhero thing, which is what a lot of cosplayer chicks do, and credits to them. But I think it was so cool that like.
This guy, it's like probably one of his first big cinema experiences. Yeah. Dad helped him like get dressed up for the part, and he looked really, really cute.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm glad that will be something that he'll probably remember for the rest of his life when he won a Spidey competition. That's
exactly.
Super cool.
Yeah, and then it was like cool drink and popcorn and chips and Krispy Kreme donuts.
I forgot the Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah, like we all got a pop for free. Yeah, this is Taskmaster.
Yeah, Mark and I both grabbed a Taskmaster, fortunately enough, and then. I didn't see any of the others. Did you see? I know the kid won, Spidey won for the cosplay.
Yeah.
Did you see any others?
There was, man, I did see another one, but I didn't recognize the character. It was something Panther or Ghost Panther and I don't know what that's from.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, like.
If anyone was there at the screening with us and you're fans, maybe hit us up with some of the pops
you got, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be quite cool to see. But I just, again, shout out to the Iconic Brands folks. I thought the organization was very cool. With what they had to work with, the confines of the new Metro Cinema, I think they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Getting folks there, registered, allocated a seat, giving you some form of identification so that you could get your popcorn, your goodie bag, the drink that you were entitled to and such. So, yeah, overall, I really liked it. And I thought the crowd that was there with us was actually quite a cool crowd.
It's actually, besides the fact that, you can tell they're Marvel fans and they're geeks in their own right. But what was cool is you can tell people just so eagerly just want to get out and do something and be a part of something instead of being like cooped up and locked up. So
100%. So like nailed it there. Good to be back in a cinema. For that experience, the cinematic magic, I think, is a good way to do it. And on that note, going on to what you want to talk about, I thought the movie was magical. I thought it was, what a culmination of Spider history, if you like.
And that's what so just FYI, this is our attempt at not trying to spoil the film yet. We want to give guys locally a chance to watch it because we know people are still finishing up with work and all that.
And hopefully this will get them excited to go out and actually watch this film.
But I think, and it just feels spoily what I'm going to say, but it's not. But I think for anyone in my generation, your generation, and like this whole generation, like you said, it was a cool tribute to Spider-Man, the whole character.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not going to give stuff away. There was stuff in the trailers where they did pull certain villains into the Tom Holland Peter Parker's world, and he had to face up against these unknowns.
Yeah.
And of course, to them, the whole irony is he's Spider-Man because he's in the suit. So they coming after him. You're Spider-Man. I mean, there we go.
Yeah.
So I like that. I really did. I like the Doctor Strange angle and or chemistry. A bit of a thought there was I thought they could have run the danger of trying to replace Tony Stark with a Doctor Strange. And that doesn't really happen. The relationship there is maybe a little bit big brother, small brother. Holland, or that Peter Parker is very respectful and mindful of.
Yeah. I actually I was thinking about it recently, not straight after the movie, when it like sunk in and I'm sure you'll agree with me, but what was interesting is when you saw Tom Holland come into the universe, there was a clear Iron Man was a father figure, even though he was a little like kid himself, and he had to grow up very quickly because he had to mentor Spider-Man, and Spider-Man would
for sure
maybe make decisions that we all want to make, but that are impulsive and very childlike, which is resident of the Spider-Man character. But in this film, there's action, there is real tragedy, there is happiness, there's funniness. It's like a huge roller coaster ride. But what I really thought was, going in, Tom Holland's Peter Parker was a little bit like still irresponsible, but by the end of the movie, and you'll know what I'm talking about, he comes into a man of his own.
100%.
He had to make the hard decision that makes you a hero.
For sure, definitely.
In that cliche sense.
And again, drubbing home that whole with great power comes great responsibility theme that I think they started from the very first Spider-Man, and they just kept going all the way through. He's ultimately going to have to make hard choices, no matter which Spider-Man or you've watched or whatever. They were always all faced with these nigh impossible choices, hard decisions. And I like that you touched on all of that. There were moments where I was hysterical with laughter, and there were moments where I proper tears were just rolling because it was some in the feel moments, some tragic moments, and it was just. Roller coaster was a great way to sum it up. I think you nailed it there. It is a proper emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm just trying to, I was also thinking about what we talked about earlier when we talked about a lot of like Marvel's victim of their own success, where like Black Widow was a great movie, but it was an okay movie, and Loki was a great series, but it wasn't mind blowing. And
Shang-Chi was a good series, but it was a great martial arts movie, not a mind blowing Marvel movie.
And then they brought Spider-Man, and to me, they just pushed it through the roof like 11 again.
100%. In fact, I was going to do the little trend we started on a couple of the movie reviews, and although we haven't fully in-depthly reviewed the movie, if we had to give it an out of five, one spider to 5 spiders, what would you give it?
5. Yeah,
easily. If we could do a 6th spider, I'd probably throw a 6th one in as well.
I will go, and this is really nitpicking. I did feel a little bit of the beginning was a little bit slow and like pushing in like certain things, but the minute the villains come, it's like, and that's like what 5-10 minutes in, then it's just,
easily.
It just goes like.
It does, and just the way that they did all the villains that you do get to see, I also thought was a masterstroke because, man, they give you them in a whole various different dimensions to them. So,
and you know what's another thing, dude, that surprised me is hugely, because this was such a big film, hugely what a lot of movies suffer from. They got 2 choices. Make it short and then characters suffer, or make it crazy long and risk people that don't want to watch movies that long. And they still kept in a reasonable thing, like time. And sure, there were 1 or 2 villains that didn't get as much as an arc, but it didn't feel like...
Yeah, you didn't feel like that you were losing out. 100% agree with you. Again, maybe going back to the whole Doctor Strange thing, for those, this is not a spoiler, it's a Marvel movie, there are post-credit scenes, and one of the big ones is queuing up the Doctor Strange movie that's coming.
So if you don't know, there's 2. There's a mid one, and then a right at the end one, so make sure you stay.
That's another thing I didn't get. the mid one happens and people start leaving the cinema. It's like, do you not know Marvel movies? Is this your first Marvel movie? There are 2. Stay for 2. But yeah, man, that Doctor Strange one was just... I'm excited. I'm chomping at the bit for this movie.
I'm super excited, but I did find the post-credit itself weird because it's the first time they've done a very trailer-esque.
It was.
It was like, it would like give you flashes.
It was almost like the first little bit of it was post-credity. And then once that reveal comes in, who he's gone to speak to, then you're right, it kicks into a very trailer-esque kind of like mad rush and just flashing images, exciting stuff.
And I do think, like we've talked about this, if any of you have watched our previous videos, I'm always lent more to DC, Vertigo and stuff. And sure, I like Marvel just as much as everyone else does, but I don't think I can consider myself a diehard reader of the comics. But I think what's coming now is going to excite me just with my, like of the Justice League Dark and stuff. And this is
your like of the magic, the mystic, all of that stuff. I agree.
And now we're going into Wonder and Doctor Strange.
Not happy, light, mystic stuff. Marvel it looks like it's going to be hectic and dark and
And then they got Benedict Cumberbatch, dude. Like, sorry. He's such a diverse actor, dude. It's like, it's almost like they've thought this through like 20 steps ahead because
let's use the talent we have.
He plays the light, like, and I love the cape that flies around. It's almost got its own little Harry Potter thing going. But you can see, like, if he's got a switch and like go dark, it's gonna be so easy for him. Like, I think he's almost gonna like enjoy it more. So
probably, you're absolutely right. So guys, again, in summary, go watch Spider-Man, go watch No Way Home. It was magical, such a special 5 from both of us, and man, can't wait for Doctor Strange, because that is going to also, it looks like it's going to take it to that same level, a worthy sequel to the first one, I think.
Nice, yeah. And then, man, I think stay tuned. We will do a spoiler one at some point, and we'll probably like rip into every special moment for us and Easter eggs that we noticed or didn't notice. Or,
but we just want to give you folks some time to get out, get to the cinema, see it yourself, hopefully form your own opinion.
And then comment below.
As always, smash that like button! So, if you liked what Mark and I were talking about here, or just like our content in general,
please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more videos.
And do us a favor and find us on the social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram.
See you in the next video.